Hey guys, just thought I'd finish up my practice and my testing of the new Sparkle Welder modified system that I've been working on for die-cast stuff and other items that I got in mind. So I've made a few test welds. I was able to get some test leads made today. I've been practicing a little bit on some paper clips, um, 0.78 millimeter, which is the same diameter as an axle for a Hot Wheels car. I've also got some 1 millimeter stainless rod, 1.5 millimeter stainless rod, and those two rods are capable of being telescoped into each other. So one can serve as a housing or an extension. One can serve as an actual axle for 1 millimeter holes and wheels, and then certain size pins, which are very similar to the axle thickness, um, that are available from AliExpress, can also go into this and here and create a wheel axle. The other item that I've got is the actual AliExpress axles, which are 0.8 millimeter. I don't have any. Oh, here they are right here. I've had these for quite a while now, and I've been playing around with them. These are the AliExpress 0.8 millimeter by, I want to say, 50 something millimeter length. These are meant as direct replacements for die-cast car axles, Hot Wheels in specific, since it is almost identical to an axle that comes on the cars. These are shipped with pins that go in the axle end and are retained currently by glue or by bending. So this was my goal, as I like to use these little stainless axles, but I don't want to bend it and I don't want to glue it. I've had terrible luck with gluing axle into tubes and making basically ruining wheels and making a mess of the stuff, as well as just having them come apart. I've got enough problems with cars coming apart for different reasons. My experimenting sometimes bites me. Uh, I've had weights come off that were cast in place, and learned that they can't be held just because of the heat. They need to be glued. I've had miscellaneous crazy other things going on. But again, since I'm just in an experimental phase, I'm learning the lessons, and sometimes the lessons suck. So this lesson has actually come out pretty well. So I'm pretty pleased with it. I'll show you some of the things I've got going on here. I was able to basically tack weld the paper clip in basically any form I want. So one of the guys I watch on YouTube, called Puri, P-U-R-I Garage, he makes roll cages and suspensions for vehicles using tack welded metal, not paper clips per se, but tack welded metal pieces, round wire, and really he's where I got the idea from. I've been uh, following along with him for quite a while now. So I was able to basically just make some tack welds, and then I tried a few um, other uh, shapes, trying to emulate roll cages and things, and I was able to get good welds on the paper clip material, even though it's got a coating on it and it burns and leaves some smoky marks. It still works, as well, just enough for testing. I was able to actually weld a 1 millimeter tube onto the paper clip, and it works really well. Can't get it off unless I pull it apart with a plier. So that experiment worked out really nicely. This 1 millimeter tube here welded onto this paper clip, and then on this little piece here, I was actually able to weld stainless to stainless. When I put those two stainless tubes together, I was able to tack weld them, and then I cut the pieces apart, and the tubes are uh, permanently welded together. So that's great. I know glue. The purpose really for the tack welding is that if you try to solder this, the heat from the solder will just destroy the wheels, the plastic wheels. But I was able to do all kinds of different things uh, to the wheels. I made this AliExpress uh, with a pin in it and cut it off, uh, and it works super nice, and it will be, I think, one of the ways I going forward. If I polish this out, it'll be, most likely it'll be better than any of the axles I've created using the standard Hot Wheels axle and polishing it. And then I was able to take one of the axles that I made and actually create a bend in it, so that when I go to make some funky suspensions, I'm able to bend that axle in place and not have it affect the ability of the wheel to rotate correctly. So then I'll be able to use this end and then tack weld it into a tube to make it part of the suspension. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I was able to bend that at the same time, get that all taken care of, and have it not affect the spin ability of the actual wheel. So I guess without any further ado, I'm just going to throw a couple of tacks on this paper clip, just so that you can see what it looks like, using my TIG end. But I started off using a TIG rod, and I don't really like the way it was sticking, so I took that off, and I just stuck a piece of copper on it in the holder, and I played around with it just a couple of hits, and it seems to be working pretty reasonably. So I'm just going to do one real quick, or two real quick, and then call it an evening. See what we can do here. Alrighty. So my system is set up. I've played around with it a little bit here and there, and I've had to make changes depending upon the thickness of the paper clip or the tube. I had to adjust the timing, which is exactly what I was thinking was going to be required. I was able to adjust it up and down, change the pulse width, and also change the power. And I was able to adjust and make good welds on all of this material. So I have my foot switch down below here, and I'm going to I'm just going to hit this real quick. I'll try to see if you can. You probably won't be able to see it. Let's see if I can get it. If I set it on here, you probably won't be able to see it, but you'll see. You'll get the gist of it. So basically, I used the rod And then I set it on the spot to be welded and hit the welder, and then I'll turn it over and I'll hit it again on the opposite side, and I'll do this one here as well. So you get an idea of how quickly the welding pulse happens. I guess if I wasn't so old and jittery, I could get this to stay on here a little easier. There we go. And that's it. There you have it. Now, right now, the unit is just counting uh, numbers of times I've welded things. So it'd be kind of cool for production if you needed to. How many welds did I make? How many axles or how many things? But I don't particularly need it. But you can clear it off. So there, excuse me. There it is. The welds. There, and you can hopefully see. There you go. You can see the quality of the weld is pretty good. Pretty strong. I would totally trust that to a couple of track runs without any issue. If in the case of a suspension or a roll cage, which is the ultimate goal there for those particular pieces like this paper clip. Anyways, there it is. That's it. So it does work, and it seems to work pretty well. It's got a lot of adjustability, so I can do lots of different materials. And in the future, I hope to make some interesting bits and pieces for some races, depending upon what's allowed. Should be fun and interesting. So, anyways, there you go. That's the end of that. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to be able to run with this project at this point. I've got today in the mail, due to the thank the Amazon Prime and my wife for allowing me. I picked up a resin-based 3D printer, which I'll be setting up in here shortly, and I'll be starting to make some bits and pieces for my track, for my train, and for my some of my cars. So I'll be running some 3D resin prints, and maybe if I get some time, I'll make a video of some of those things as well. So anyways, thanks for putting up with me and my time, your time, investing. Thanks. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you on the next one.